Hey yo, I'm back with another video. And before I start the video, please watch the video at 2 times the speed so that it saves your time. And please subscribe to my channel. I've got very few subscribers. Subscribe. Now, without any further ado, let us talk about UFC Fight Night Abu Dhabi. I had a good number of prediction, and the main card had all decisions. I think that had 6 decisions in the main card. As far as the undercard is concerned, we had a couple of finishes in there. And I kind of had a good uh, night of predictions. These 4 fights from the main event for the main card, my predictions were on point. So yeah, let us start. Let us do a recap of this entire event. First and foremost, let's start with this Cedric Dumas, Denis Tulin. I don't know who I predicted to win, but Cedric Dumas won this fight by unanimous decision. Jai Harbert surprisingly won that fight. I thought Rolando Bedoya was going to win. I don't know but I predicted Victoria Dudakova to win, but she lost by split decision, which is bad if you're losing to Sam Hughes. I don't even know much about Sam Hughes, but she was on a losing streak. Then she won against Victoria Dudakova, and she's also what, like 32. She's pretty old. Guram Kutalaze won actually. I thought Jordan Husseini could win this fight, but he lost. I think he lost probably by unanimous decision. And Guram Kutalaji is back in the win column, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, he lost to Elvis Brenner, and now he's back in the win column. Congrats. This fight, I predicted this one. I predicted Shamil Gaziev to win this fight, and he won by unanimous decision against Dontel Mayas. Dontel Mayas is a really bad fighter, in my opinion, not exactly a great fighter. Oh, he's. I did not know Shamil Gaziev is actually from Bahrain. I thought he was from Russia. Mohammad Yahya lost, and Kofi Fernandez won by TKO. Well, I did not know who I predicted to win this in this fight, but yeah, this fight, Azamat Murzakanov, he knocked out Alonso Menifil, which is again good for Azamat Murzakanov. The fact is, he's 35 years old. By the time he fights next year, he'll probably be 36. So I don't know if his future, how long will his tenure in the light heavyweight division will last, because he's really old. And I'll be interested in seeing him fight some ranked opponents in the light heavyweight division. I'll be interested in seeing him fight some ranked opponents. Maybe what was it? Anthony Lionheart Smith, or maybe someone of that caliber. I think Alonso Melifield was also ranked, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, that's enough. Let's start talking about the main card. Joel Alvarez fought against Elvis Brenner. Joel Alvarez actually became the first person to finish Elvis Brenner in UFC. I watched the fight. Joel Alvarez is huge. He is, I believe, 6'2" or 6'3" at lightweight, which is really tall for lightweight. And he won this fight by TKO. He landed a good number of punches, and then he finished with a lot of knees to Elvis Brenner's head. Joel Alvarez in the entire fight, he was really relaxed. He was picking his shots. Elvis Brenner also had some really good moments in there. He was trying to make the fight dirty, but it was just, I believe, Joel Alvarez's size and his length and his reach was giving a lot of problem to Elvis Brenner. But nevertheless, Spain has another fighter. Of course, Ilia Topuria is from Spain, but he's not exactly Spanish. He's Georgian, German, Russian. I don't know. He's a bunch of things. But Joel Alvarez is completely Spaniard as far as I know. But yeah, good performance. He's 31 years old. He's not exactly that young. But maybe by the time he's 32 or 33, we can see him fight some rank opponents. He has called out Bobby King Green. I think he will defeat Bobby King Green, because Bobby Green has some tendencies. If he's fighting with bigger fighters than himself, he'll have some trouble. And Joel Alvarez is much bigger and longer, so he will definitely have some trouble against Joel Alvarez. So let us talk about this fight. Meckenzie Dern versus Lupita Godínez. I predicted Lupita Godínez to win this fight, but she lost this by unanimous decision against Meckenzie Dern. I did not watch the complete fight, so I don't know how this fight actually went. Let me check out. Uh, Wait, do we have anything who won the fight? Like what happened? Betting odds record after the fight. Climbed to 14 and 5, fell to 12 and 5. Well, it is what it is. Big congrats to Meckenzie Dern. Okay, now this fight. Tony Ferguson apparently retired. I don't know if he actually retired or not. He left one glove in the octagon. That is the most Tony Ferguson thing that you can do. I mean, he's Tony Ferguson. El Cucuy, maybe if this was the last time that El Cucuy was fighting, then we gotta respect it. And I'll be really happy if he retires from UFC and decides to play baseball or something else, or maybe decides to do something really creative with his life. He's a really good carpenter. Maybe decides to do carpentry because the amount of damage that Tony Ferguson has taken in the last 3 or 4 years is really concerning. After that fight against Justin Gaethje, he took a lot of damage. Then that knockout with Michael Chandler, then all the other fights that he have lost against Beneil Dariush, Charles Oliveira, Paddy Pimblett, Bobby Green, all of those fights, he lost those fights. Prime Tony would mop the floor against all of those fighters, but unfortunately, he's really old. I think he's 40 years old. And yeah, I think if this was the last time we were seeing Tony Ferguson, then I mean, hold on, brother. I'm crying. Michael Chiesa, Maverick, he won the fight. And yeah, he did the right thing. He did not talk much. He just said, he just gave the opportunity to Tony Ferguson to speak. I think big props to Michael Chiesa. He won the fight easy. There was literally no competition. But yeah, I think Michael Chiesa should also retire, in my opinion. But again, yeah, let's forget about that. Uh, yeah, Tony Ferguson retired, dude. There was a hard. I mean, that was kind of sad to see Tony go out like that. But yeah, Marlon Vera versus Deiveson Figueiredo. I predicted Deiveson Figueiredo to win this fight by unanimous decision against Marlon Vera. Marlon Vera had some good moments in this fight, to be honest. But Deiveson Figueiredo he won round one for sure. Round three, yes, definitely, because he had a good knockdown in round three. Marlon Vera has never been knocked down. Deiveson Figueiredo became the first person to knock down Marlon Vera. But like I said, I don't think Deiveson Figueiredo or anybody in the bantamweight division actually has the power to knock out Chito Vera. He has the best chin in UFC, arguably the best chin in UFC. But yeah, Figueiredo is looking really good. He is 35 or 36 years old at this point of time. I don't see him becoming a champion because at 135 pounds, becoming a champion at 35 and 36 is not exactly that easy. And I don't know what you do with Marlon Vera. He needs to reassess his game because in this fight, he was on point. He was not exactly like his fight against O'Malley, he had no answer. But against Figueiredo, he had his moments. But the problem is when Figueiredo started grappling in the first round, Marlon Vera just gave up and just accepted the bottom position. I think that was the reason why he lost the first round. Then in second round, he had his moments. In the third round, Figueiredo knocked him down, so he lost that round. But overall, Vera had some opportunities, but it's just that I don't know. He starts really slow and he gives up the first round. I think that comes back and bite him in the later rounds, because when you give up one round in a 3-round fight, then it's kind of concerning. In a 5-round fight, you can probably do it because Sean Strickland did that, I think, against Adesanya, or I don't exactly remember, but I think he lost round 2 against Adesanya or round 3, then he won the rest of the rounds. But that's Sean Strickland. But I don't know what to do with Marlon Vera. He was ranked number 6. Figueiredo will probably be ranked higher than him. He'll probably be number 5. And he has called out he wants to fight against the champion after whoever becomes champion after the fight between Merab and Sean. Whoever wins, Deiveson Figueiredo wants to fight the winner of that fight. In my opinion, I don't think that is what the UFC is going to give him, because Peter Yan is out there. I want to see Peter Yan versus Deiveson Figueiredo. And also, Umar Nurmagomedov just won the fight against Cory Sandhagen. I'll talk about that. But I think Umar versus Figueiredo will be a good fight. Figueiredo versus Yan would also be a good fight. Who does Marlon Vera fight next? Maybe Song Yadong or maybe someone. I don't know who else. Like Song Yadong is the only fighter that I can think of Marlon Vera against. Yeah, Deiveson Figueiredo, he did well. I mean, props to Figueiredo. I mean, I don't know what else to say about Figgy. Him versus Yan would be a good fight. Shara Magomedov versus Micheal Oleksiejczuk. I did not actually watch this fight. But I did predict Shara Magomedov to win this fight by unanimous decision, and he did win this by unanimous decision. So since I did not watch this fight, I'm not going to be talking a lot about it. But big congrats to him. And Micheal Oleksiejczuk, I think he should retire, or I don't know. He's probably the UFC will cut him. I think he's on a crazy losing streak. Yeah, he's on a 3-5 losing streak. The UFC most probably will cut him, or maybe use him for other fights like this where he is supposed to make stars out of the other fighter, that is his opponent. Now, the main event, the most awaited, Umar Nurmagomedov versus Cory Sandhagen. Perfect game plan, perfect execution. Khabib, perfect coaching. The entire team was on point. Umar fought the perfect fight. Cory Sandhagen had, I don't know if he had any moments in there. Umar was dominant from the start of the first round to the end of the fifth round. He had really good takedowns in there. He had really good striking. I thought he was going to strike a bit more with against Sandhagen. I thought he was going to land more leg kicks, more like head kicks and body kicks against Sandhagen, but he did not. But still, he did land more punches than, I think he still landed more strikes than Cory Sandhagen. Whenever he took down Cory, Cory was able to get back up, but yeah, it was very difficult for Umar to actually take down Cory and control him on the ground. But nevertheless, he was able to take Cory Sandhagen down almost in every round. And Cory, every time in the end of the round, he actually used to take Cory down, and Cory had no answer to it. So he would just scramble and he'll try to get back up, but the round would get over before he gets back up. So, like I said, Umar had like really, really good game plan, and he fought a perfect fight. A lot of people are probably not going to be happy with it, but in my opinion, he fought a perfect fight. I predicted that this is how exactly the fight was going to happen. Umar will win mostly by using his wrestling and his grappling. And he has said he wants to fight for the title next. I mean, yeah, give him, like, what else is left for him? Maybe a fight against Figgy or Jan, or maybe who else is there in the bantamweight division? I don't know. At this point, they all have a case to fight for the title. There is Jan, Figgy. I don't know. Jan probably will fight another fight. Yeah, it'll be interesting, man. Jan versus who wants to fight Jan? Maybe Jan wanted to fight Chito, but I don't think Chito deserves to fight Jan at this point of time. I think Jan versus Figgy makes a lot of sense, and maybe Umar versus Merab or somebody. I don't know, man, who he is going to fight. The bantamweight division is really stacked, and as far as Cory Sandhagen is concerned, man, I don't know what you say about this guy. He does not really have a lot of knockout power. He is someone who lends a lot of volume. He's a volume striker, basically. He's a really technical volume striker, but when you take him down, I've always said, if you have really good grappling, you will kind of do well against people like Sandhagen, because their base is not grappling. So he gets taken down. Whatever he did against Rob Font, he could not do that against Umar Nurmagomedov, because Umar is a better grappler. So maybe Cory should have grappled a bit more against Umar. Like, he should have done a lot of offensive wrestling. He did a lot of defensive grappling, defensive wrestling. But I think he should have done a couple in the very first round. He should have probably done some offensive grappling. But then again, we have seen Cory Sandhagen get choked out in the past by Aljamain Sterling. That kind of brings the question, how good was Aljamain Sterling? Because Umar fought against Cory for 5 rounds, could not finish him, but also did finish him in the very first round. But nevertheless, like, big props to Umar. I think he's going to fight for the title next, maybe next year in Abu Dhabi or somewhere in the Middle East. I can see him becoming a champion. It'll be interesting, because until unless you're very good at grappling, you're not going to do well against Umar. Like, you have to be very, very, very good at grappling, because I think his grappling is even better than Khabib at times, because he's able to take you down at will. Yeah, but his controlling is not as good as Khabib, because Khabib's control over his opponent was really good. That's what made him special. It's not just his takedowns. It was his ability to just dominate his opponent on the ground, just keep him down and not let him breathe. Like, if Khabib took you down, it was very difficult for you to stand back up. On the other hand, whenever Umar or any of these other fighters, even Meckenzie, when they take you down, you can still get back up. Like, we saw Poirier doing that. We saw Volkanovski doing that. Whereas when Khabib took someone down, they just stayed down. They could not get back up. So that is what made Khabib special. Again, I guess that's it from today's video. Big congrats to Umar. Big congrats to Shara, Figgy, Micheal Chiesa, Meckenzie Dern, Joel Alvarez, Azamat Muzakhanov, Koe Fernandez, Shamil Gaziev, Guram Kutalaze, Sam Hughes, Jai Herbert. Yeah, big congrats to all of them. And overall, I think it was a really good pay-per-view. I think it was a really good, not pay-per-view, a fight card. But yeah, a lot of decisions. So Dana was probably angry with everybody. But it is what it is, man. And if you enjoyed this video, drop a like and please share this video to your friends and family, and please subscribe to my channel. I've got very few subscribers. I want to get to 2000 subscribers before the end of this year. Peace out.